Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome. Oh, I still have this on. Welcome to Pick a Leg and Let's Dig It. Sunday Night Live. Let's wait to make sure everybody can hear me, see me. Let me take this off. I am frozen to the bone. If you can hear me and see me, let me know. Grab yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee. I'm having water. And let's see. I see 3 people and I don't see any comments yet. Hello. Let's make sure this is working. There we go. Hello, Suzanne. I thought maybe the messages weren't working. Happy Sunday. How are you? Hopefully you're staying warm. Is Mr. Garden State Gardener still on? Oh my gosh, I'm freezing. Freezing, and freezing some more. So cold. So welcome back. It's the last really cold day. Yay. I know, I saw that. Hello, Deborah Richardson. You're in early. How are you, my girlfriend? Hello. Joe Stonmel. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I watched the weather digits change. It was supposed to be in the 20s, and now it's going to go up to like the 30s, and I think they're early 40s. So that's a bonus because I'm over it already. Hello, Deb. How are you? I was going to hold up this to take a picture, but I was trying to make sure it was in the right book. I don't know if you're new here, then you might not remember that. Let's see how I do this. It'll be backwards, but I don't know if you remember this gift 2 years ago from Boone Child. Our other moderator knows that I've always loved Julia Childs, and I was trying to figure out what book the beef bolognese is in, which is an adult stew, and I found it. Page 315. Definitely going to need my glasses because look at that print. You know, as you get older, the print starts to go. 7 people in here. 2 thumbs up if you're in. Say hello. Smash the thumbs up button. Coming or going. But yeah, I'm glad that this didn't walk off out of my sight because this was so nice of Boone to send me this. Yeah, I think it was last year, the year before, she got me this. So, how is everyone faring with the cold weather? I feel like, okay, who's all here? 8 people, 3 thumbs up, smash the thumbs up button, get yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee. I don't know if I'm going to keep it to sip and chat Sunday Night Live. Why not? Unless somebody can give me a better name, I'll take it. But that means you can have a glass of wine, coffee, whatever beverage of your choice, and I'm drinking water. So yeah, really surprised to see Miss Deborah Richardson in here so early. I did tell Debbie I'd be talking some gardening. I keep hearing about people starting seeds. No way, not yet, not here yet. That all depends on where you're at. Brooke Child, hello, happy Sunday. Oh, it's been freezing, 32 wind chill this morning. It is, oh my goodness. So this is what had happened here. Lost power, I have a little video on it. We were in like a really bad windstorm, and then we got a little bit of snow, then we got ice, and then We got a lot of snow. And all that ice is either like it landed on top of the snow, so that's been a hot mess. I have a Chevy Trailblazer, so it's the square at the top has the lines, and all the ice was stuck up there. But I met up with Jay today, and he said, "Hold on," because I'm up there trying to brush it off, scrape it off, and he put his foot to the pedal and quick braked it, and a good bit of the ice came down, but there's still a lot more ice up there. But yes, very, very cold. I was out yesterday morning and Saturday morning, Friday morning, and it said feels like 2. And literally, I mean, just so cold. Hello, Fran, how are you? Twisted Tree Arts, welcome in, welcome in. I'm a Witter girl myself, just finished eating, watching the football game. Yeah, that would probably be the last one that's on. That's what Jay was watching. I didn't bother to look up the score on that one, but the one before that, 49ers won, which is good because I didn't want Green Bay to win. And now I don't know. So my team's out, but they went further than I expected them to go, so I'm fine with that. But I know there's a lot of upset Eagles fans, but that's life. Yeah. When you play poopyish, that's what happens. Currently 56, be back in the 80s by Wednesday. I'm jelly. Can you send some of that here? Oh my, this ear. Initially it was saying we were going to be in the 20s all week. And then super duper low temperatures at night. Tonight I think is one of our lowest. Or is that tomorrow? So 12 degrees. And then the other morning it said feels like 2. For 2 days I ran around with really tight leggings on and the Nightmare Before Christmas pajama pants and my grandson Gavin's high socks and slipper socks over top of it. My legs weren't cold at all. I was out there shoveling and trying to clean off my SUV, and then there was a problem with the freezer downstairs. Door was open. I had to deal with that. So yeah, it's just been, interesting. But freezing. The wind chill today was getting on my nerves. I was out with Jay, and I would try to turn around and walk because the wind was so bad. And that's why I have this on. This is his. I have a solid black one, but it's too big. It's falling down. This one's from Aruba. So he's going to try to see if he can sew mine to be like for a small petite woman. So good luck with that. It's brand new, but I don't know. Guess it was a medium. So yeah. Let's see. I'll get into the seeds in a minute. Let's see. I said hello to Fran. My Packers lost yesterday. Boo. Well, the only reason why I said boo to the Packers is because my Jarrett's ex-girlfriend, that's still living there, likes the Packers, but she cheated. So I don't like the Packers. I didn't want them to win because of that. Probably not a good enough reason, but when you hurt a mama's son, I don't want to see the Packers win. But sorry, Brooke Trout. Let's see. Keep warm, says Debbie. Okay, so let me fill you in. Let me tighten this so it doesn't keep wiggling. Mr. Paul Honeyman wrote me, and he has a doctor's appointment and wouldn't be able to make it tonight. So, and I'm not sure if my girl Laura is going to pop in. So let's hope for the best. That no trolls, that sort of thing. 8 people in here and 3 thumbs up. Come on now. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's see. I'm keeping the black face mask, Pinhead. You are? That one's thicker than this, though. I don't know. I guess I grabbed it in the medium, and it's like you go to pull it up, and it just falls down my face, so it defeats the whole purpose. Can't cover my ears, nose, or mouth. Yes, everyone say hello to Jay. We met up this morning at like 10 to go have breakfast at the diner, which was crowded. Lovely breakfast, and voila, the usual place was not open for as long as I've known them. They're always open on Sunday. And there was a little pink note on the door that says, as of January the 7th, won't be open on Sundays anymore. So we walked through the mall, and finally I was like, I think there's a nail salon where the Acme is in that shopping center. Needless to say, it had some mixed reviews, some negative and a lot of positive. And for a gel and a refill, I thought that was pretty cheap, to be honest with you. So we'll see how they hold up. That's the color that I picked. And I asked her to cut them a little bit shorter because my nails grow really fast. And like I said, it would have been a waste to have Jay spend all that money to not stay on top of it and get it refilled. But I'm hoping with the thicker nail bed, because I said I do YouTube and my hands are in a lot of water. The thicker nail bed, I've never went and gotten my nails done once every 2 weeks. I think that's a waste. So my nails usually hold up, but I like it. Looks good. Oh, we stopped. Look what I found. I may have to take it off to show you, but I found, it was like this thing when kids graduated, I treated my stuff to a watch, whether it be a Fitbit or whether it be a Bolvia. I think I did this one at Christmas time. Found it and it wasn't working. So we stopped at a place and Jay had a battery put in it. So nice to have that back. Won't really wear it unless I'm going somewhere nice, but but that was a thing. My son for Christmas one year, Johnny, the older one, the boy, I got him a men's one. But yeah, I was quite happy to see that magically appear and had a battery put in it. So we did that. Debbie said, oh, Franny says, love the nails. Yeah, Jay wanted me to be like, bling, 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 bling. Check out the nails. Yeah, she did a pretty good job. So it was good to actually find a nail salon. Debbie says, hi Jay, thanks for taking care of my girl Mel. Yeah, I called Debbie like, just in case, can't find a place, would you be interested in going with me? She's like, I'm not really into nail salons. I'm like, well, you don't have to sit in the place, but she may or may not have had to do a ride into the city tomorrow. So that was better off that it fell in my lap that way, because I don't know if they would have held up to next weekend, like a Friday or a Saturday. I was going to go up Jay's last night with the possibility of staying over, but the black ice was kind of freaking me out, just to be real with you. Didn't really want to be in his Jeep. He didn't kind of want to be in my SUV, so, because he's comfortable in his and I was comfortable in mine, but just the black ice, because it was been really, really icy here, so it all worked out. And we got to spend some time together. And then he sent me back with a lobster bisque. And I came back with my breakfast, which is currently under the grill because there's still raw meat in the fridge. So I can't fit it in there. So yeah, I will be eating that tomorrow. What did I have for breakfast? 2 eggs over easy, deep fried scrapple, home fries, and then I think they call them $half-a-dollar pancakes. And it was only supposed to be a couple, and there was quite a few on there. So I would like to put them in the refrigerator. And then I was debating if I was going to make myself a quesadilla for dinner tonight. But then I noticed, I think it was 2 packs of corn that Thomas gave me was missing out of the drawer. Jean was boiling a bunch of corn, so I guess, she boiled it. But, and then I thought, nah, I don't really feel like fussing around. So I'm just going to make the lobster bisque soup. And then I couldn't find my Old Bay seasoning to add into it. So I added in a cayenne pepper, like a real one from gardening season. And at one point I was eating it, and I guess the pepper went down the wrong part of my throat, and I started like choking to death. Just started drinking water. Let's see. Speaking of breakfast, did the French toast in the oven thing? You did it too? Wow, so did Laura. Laura had mentioned it here last Sunday. I think she did like a brownie pan size, and I made an oopsie on the recipe. Never wrote it under the description. It's there now. But it's supposed to be, what is that, 1/3 white sugar, 1/3 brown sugar. I was quite fine with just, you know, the one of the 1/3. I think I used brown sugar. Um, it's delicious. It is delicious. So she made it that morning. She had texted me really bright and early. She said she pretty much just watched my video and put it together. She really liked it. Her son wanted piggy pancakes, but he did try a piece of her French toast bake, well, the casserole. And then I think she said he had a piece. So I'm so glad that everyone's loving that. It's so easy and it's just, I don't know. Um, with that custard, it's decadent, it's rich, but it's also light and airy. Do you agree, Brook Trout? It's really good. So speaking of breakfast, did the French toast in the oven thing. Delicious. I'm so glad that you did. Sadly, your car is a refrigerator right now. Very true. I was going to make quesadillas for supper too, but was just not feeling it. Me neither. There she is. Hi, Laura. We have no Paul Honeyman tonight. He is the doctor's first thing in the morning, and y'all know the time difference. Something going on with his medicine. So I said, not a problem. Be well, be safe, and so he wished us all a great week, and he will rewatch this tomorrow, he said. But there's Laura. Laura Brook Trout said that they made speaking of breakfast, did the French toast in the oven thing. Delicious. But I'm sure she'll tell you herself. Let's see. Okay. Everyone's saying hello. But yeah, I think maybe it's like an 8x7. It's like a brownie size pan is the amount that Laura made. And she seemed to like it. So I'm glad. She says, yes, I made that stuff. And I loved it, but I just made a smaller pan. So I just eyeballed my ingredients on the amounts. Yeah, I did previously say that I didn't have the ingredients listed down below. As soon as she told me, she watched the video as she was making it. When we were done speaking on the phone, I went underneath the video and I wrote the ingredients. So I'm really sorry about that, everyone. But I think it was pretty easy to follow along. It legit takes 6 minutes to make it. Hello, Ace. How are you? Everyone say hello to Ace. Ace is in the house. Francis, say Fran said she was here for Paul. Man, feel better, guy. Yeah, he said he'll definitely watch it back. He just has a doctor's appointment. So, welcome in. 12 people in here. 5 thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up button on your way in or on your way out. Grab a drink of your choice. Coffee, tea, milk, water. I don't know what to keep titling my Sunday nights. So I keep seeming to go to like Sunday sip and chat with bake. So, or sip and chat Sunday with bake. I figured I should drink some water anyway. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of compliments on the French toast casserole. And then me and Laura spoke and we both agreed that yes, it would be great for something like Christmas morning, but it doesn't have to be. It can be for any time. Ice. Okay, inside joke. Laura chews ice from the morning she gets up till the time she goes to sleep. So she is having ice right now. I'm over here freezing and she's chewing on ice. Add 1 thumbs from me. Paul out sick. Paul has a doctor's appointment. He wrote me on Instant Messenger for us all to have a great live, and he will rewatch it, but he has to get up early. Apparently, your internet doesn't like cold weather. You are buffering tonight. I am. Is it buffering for anyone else? So let's start with that. Can everyone see me and hear me okay? Or is it just on Fran's end? Suzanne, Laura, am I buffering? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Is no one commenting or is it just frozen? What is it doing? Oh, there we go. Seems okay to me. Hello. I'm just going to say rat. 524. Happy Sunday. A says it's fine here. Debbie says, I don't see you. What do you mean? Refresh. Yep. I keep a huge cup of ice with me 24/7. Just once, Brooke Trout said. But right now, Mel isn't buffering for me. Good to know. Nope, you're good here, girl. Thank you, Laura. You can call me Rat. It is okay. Welcome in, Rat. Happy Sunday. Laura says, all good, no buffering. Strange, maybe my internet doesn't like the cold. Yep. Maybe it is, Fran. I don't know. But welcome in, everyone. Happy Sunday. Just talking about the French toast casserole that's on the channel. It's getting pretty good views. And we have Brooke Trout in here that made it. Delish. Laura made it. Loved it. And I wrote the ingredients to that recipe down below. And what I was previously saying as we were talking about, doesn't have to be for Christmas morning, which is originally what I was going to do. It can be, I said Valentine's and Laura said it could be for a weekend, it could be for any time. So it's very versatile and it is just absolutely delicious. I gave some to Debbie because it was going to go to waste if I just left it sit here. So yeah. But welcome in, welcome in. Got you now. Okay, Deb. All right, so I did show this at the very beginning. This is what Moonchild had gotten me, not last year, the year before, because I love Julia Childs, and the reason why I have it out is because there'll be a video. Thomas got 80 pounds of meat from his work, and they did beef cubes, all ground meat, all kinds of things, and he knocked on my door like, do you want content? So I recorded it. I just have to put it together. So Jean cannot stand beef stew, but I was telling her about Julia Child's beef bolognese, so I wanted to make sure I pulled out the book. The only thing that I think I don't have, I did say, like, if you like beef stew, well, for the normal person, if you're an adult and you have a palate, it's like one of the best beef stews ever. It's like an adult version. So I wanted to make sure that I pulled it out. Because Jean was asking me what was in it yesterday when I was in the kitchen, and I just couldn't think of everything off the top of my head, but here it is. I feel bad that I just folded over my page, so definitely going to need my glasses. And it is on that page as well. So there are steps to it, but I don't care. I'm going to make it, and I'm definitely going to eat it for sure, for sure. She just did, like, you'll see it in the video, marinated beef cubes, because she don't like beef stew. She just wants the meat. And I think beef strips for fajitas, which is different for here. Ground meat. And then broke it into some proportions. But you'll see that. I don't know if I got the proportions, but separated some for like meatloaf or Mexican stuffed shells. You get the gist. So yeah, I wanted to make sure these two books stayed out and stayed with me. So beef bolognese is coming to the channel. So stay tuned for that. It's not like a ton of ingredients. It just is a couple extra steps, but I'll do every step with you on the channel, and you absolutely love it. Unless you had it already. Let's see. Totally get it. Nothing but ice. Yeah. When Laura, I think I sent her a picture first. I couldn't get back to her. The internet wasn't working. A lot of ice here. At least on my phone, the internet wasn't working when I was outside. But anyway, like I said, it was terrible winds, no power. And then, yeah, it just stayed windy. Then we got snow. Then we got like rain, and it was like ice. And then it's ice and snow now, with ice on top of it. So that's kind of what's going on here. Freezing. It was 2 degrees yesterday morning or the day before when I was out there in the morning. 2 degrees. Feels like 2 is what it said. So I think our low tonight is 14, but obviously that's without the wind chill factor. So Lord only knows. It's just mighty cold here. It's supposed to be around 12 here overnight. Yuck. I believe it. Our friend Child. Yes, there's her link. Please go check out our other moderator who had to go back to work and is always so busy. We love her and miss her here. All the streets are ice. Well, that's how it was here the last couple days and nights. And that's why I didn't go up Jay's. Because I don't really like his Jeep. He already knows this. So I was like a little nervous because of the black ice. And then he didn't want to really drive my SUV with the black ice because he felt comfortable with his Jeep. So I just didn't go up. I just chilled out. Tried a little bit of their manwich that they made. Like a spoon of it. From out of the meat that they grinded up. And then I ended up making like a nuclear potato from Sam's. And putting butter, Gruyere cheese, all kinds of things in it, just like a loaded baked potato. And I was good. And I was watching Mystic Pizza. That's what I watched last night. I love that movie. First movie that Julia Roberts ever did. So, and tried to stay warm. However, we're supposed to be getting up to the 60s by Thursday, but it's supposed to rain all dang week also. Oh no, so you're going to get the mud back. It's all rain for one of the days here, but I'm just going to take it with a grain of salt because they just keep changing the weather constantly. Jean said, no, we're going to be in the 20s all week. They've changed it, which I'm grateful for. So 30s and 40s, and I think 1 or 2 of the days might be like 49, a low 50. But I doubt that's happening here. I really doubt that. 60 degrees, Laura. I want your weather. Right, I live in Kentucky here. I'm in the mountains. I live out in the country here. Yep. Sometimes I feel like making complicated things. Most times not. I think you really need to be in the mood, Rat. I should call you Rat Man, but it's Rat M. You have to definitely be in the mood if you're making something that's complicated, but I feel like if you're making something and it just has a few additional steps, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, but just wait till you're in the mood. Sure don't miss all the snow, ice, bitter cold weather. Yeah. But you know what? I don't think I would want to be in a warm climate all the time. All the time. You know, so. I just checked it again and it's showing 63 for Thursday. Heck. That's a heat wave here, girl. I know, I'll have to see what mine is. Definitely enjoy it. I know it's frigid. Hello, Mr. Joe from Grow Big TV. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. How are you? I did see the first storm when you were at the shore. I saw the waves. Winds to come, and I think that was the day we lost power. Well, actually, we lost power that night into whatever time it was the next day. Pouring rain. That's usually the way it is. If the temperature goes up a little bit, mine and Laura's weather's kind of like, in some air, like We were talking last year, like, man, do you feel like all it's been doing is raining? December, January, February. Well, we finally got some snow. But for a gardener's perspective, be glad on this freezing weather and the snow because it kills off a lot of those funky bugs. A lot of bugs, that we were getting that weren't disappearing has a lot to do with the fact that we weren't getting any snow. And no, really, last year we had 2 or 3 days of that Arctic, weather, which that was freezing. But they say that you need the snow in order to kill off, certain bugs that you're just seeing that are popping up that are new. So yeah. Come on now, 14 people in here. No one's hitting that thumbs up. What is going on? It's getting just rain right now. Oh, really? Everyone I kind of know, it's just all snow and ice. Everyone's saying hello to Mr. Joe. No, Mr. Paul Honeyman tonight. He has a doctor's appointment in the morning. So thank you, moderators. Let's see. So icy. Driving Uber this weekend. Yeah, I mean, I went to cut across Jean's lawn to go to my vehicle. And, I mean, there's ice on top of the snow and almost literally busted my ass. Almost. And now I gotta grab that. Can't stand my hair hanging in my face anymore. Where did it go? Yeah, a couple times I almost slipped and fell. The back steps back here were probably worse than anything I stepped on. And then the plowers were going around. So I went to go move my SUV and the neighbor said her parents called her all upset that apparently you had to get your vehicles off the street or you were going to get a ticket. So Thomas told me to put my SUV behind his truck because the street was already plowed. And then he let the neighbor put her car underneath the tree, which was nice of them because she was kind of freaking out. Like, where am I supposed to put my car up on my lawn? So yeah, craziness. Crazy. But yeah, you gotta be safe, Mr. Joe. I don't know, Laura, because his has bigger tires and I don't think they're exactly legal. It gets passed. And to be truthful with you, I watched a Jeep that had friends of mine in it roll over. And I watched my daughter's father try to lift that Jeep up to get the people out. So, freaks me out. Like, serious accident. Just watched unfold where the Jeep just rolled. So, yeah. Let's see. Main roads aren't clear in Jersey, Joe. I know our main roads are clear. Awesome movie. I agree, Fran. That's what I did. Hello, Miss Tina Ladybug. How are you? Happy Sunday. Laura stayed smart, saying 43, and every day after is going to be in the 50s except Thursday. And it's going to be warm, but nothing but a swamp by then. Oh, my goodness. Tina Ladybug in the house. Smash the thumbs up button, everyone. Or am I not seeing right numbers? I'm seeing 15 people in here and 6 thumbs up. Forecast warmer temps now than they did a couple days ago. It'll be nice and cheaper to heat the house too. Very true. But you know what though? Who knows? The weather just keeps changing. Oh, absolutely, Laura. I agree. Whistletop Homestead. Hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome in. Ooh, that blur. Happy Sunday. Hope that you are warm and having a safe weekend. Brook Trail 1 says, I'm out by my gazebo. It's chilly. Chilly's an understatement. I was saying this in the beginning of the live. I don't know who heard it. But I had like these thicker pink, different shades of pink. I don't know. They're just thicker workout pants on with my grandson's high socks, slipper socks over them. And then I put the Nightmare Before Christmas pajama pants over them because I was in and out in the snow. 2 days I stayed like that and my legs weren't even cold. We're not even cold at all. Oh, let's see. 7 thumbs up. Whistletop. Homestead, there's your link. That's fancy, Laura. Welcome in, welcome in. I gotta hit the thumbs up. The most popular oven French toast. Oh yeah, it is yummy. Debbie's in here. I gave her a few slices for her and her husband. They didn't eat any of it, so snooze you lose. But absolutely delicious, and I will probably be making it again as soon as I get some. Well, as soon as I get some. I was ready to say crescent rolls. Oh my goodness. When I go back to Sam's, I'm going to grab some more croissants. Let's spit that out. Suzanne says, thanks for the thumbs up, everyone. What numbers are you seeing, Suzanne? I'm seeing 14 people on here and 7 thumbs up. Let's see. Still in the freezer here. Same here. I'm in the freezer with Suzanne for sure. I'm still snow covered here. Me too. The road is ice covered. 37 degrees right now, and it's supposed to rain for the next 2 days. Let's see. I haven't taken my Jeep on ice. Wait, hey, I've taken my Jeep on ice every day here, and I have since I've had it. Your husband has a 4x4 truck, and my Jeep goes better. It's because you love your Jeep, right? Joe says main roads are clear in New Jersey, but some not. All of the side roads are very icy still. Yeah. You know, they put out a thing to my email box, no shortage of salt. Well, then what the heck takes you so long? You knew the ice was coming. Get some salt down there, you know? Yes, it is still cold, says Whistletop. Jeeps are better than trucks. I don't know. I like my SUV. Snow covered, but just slow down and it's fine. Well, you know who this is. Let's see. I have to play a guessing game. Whistletop Homestead. I don't want to say Erin, who constantly changes her name every week. And I'm really missing homesteading with, hold on. Oh no, wrong person. Hold on. I'm trying to think. I really liked her. Homesteading with Hannah. Like she got married over the summer and haven't seen her since. So I guess I might be out of guesses. Who is it? Ed, are you kidding me? I would have never thought that was you. Yes, Ed texted me today or last night and asked my advice on size and beds, sent me a picture, and I'm like, that's my beds. So Ed just ordered a couple of raised beds, so go Ed. No, I didn't. I would have never expected that to be Ed. No way. That's interesting name, Whistletop Homestead. You know what? Crazy Ed and Man and His Dog. I mean, there's many before that. But honestly, Ed, that's probably one of the better channel names you came up with. Yep. You see 8, I see 7. But there's 16 people in here. Smash the thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get that up there. Croissant rolls, so I just made it with some flaky biscuits. Ooh, and how did that turn out? I'm sure it's probably just as good. I don't know if I could do it. I'd have to see, but I used to make, actually I might be able to. When the kids started getting older, not like moved out older, I started making, it's English muffins, which I have some in the freezer. English muffins, you tear them up. It's like almost like a custard base, and you could use turkey sausage, any sausage you want, with red and green bell peppers, cheddar cheese, and it literally comes out whole slices. Amazing. But I have to make sure I have all the ingredients, but I can make that too for like a breakfast thing, and you can do it for Christmas morning, you can do it Valentine's, you can do it whenever you want. But it's really, really good. I'll have to refine my recipe, And I might have everything to make that. Even if I don't make such a big pan and I make like brownie size pan. Um, yeah, that's another good one. Another good one. Hello, Huga. Right back at you, beautiful. Welcome in. How's your weather? Yeah, it's surprising though. 15 people in here. Come on now, smash the thumbs up button. Um, what do you mean we didn't eat any? I didn't say you didn't eat any, Deb. Okay, so let me rephrase myself. I stated on here that I gave Debbie and her husband pieces of the French toast casserole, gourmet, and she's asking, "What do you mean we didn't eat any?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. I called you the very next day to tell you we ate it for breakfast and how much Don liked it. I don't recall Debbie saying she liked it, but Don liked it. Don likes everything I send down there. There's Huga's link. It's putting laugh out loud. It's a good name. I do agree. When you get a chance, try to look at it on your laptop. You'll like the banner. Okay, will do. But everyone, that is Ed that changed his name to Whistle Stop Homestead. Very interesting. All right, so I told you the breakfast sausage casserole. I'll try to bring that. And then Julia Child's beef bolognese and gardeners. We're going to talk some gardening. So, depending on where you are, and you can do whatever you want, Paz McQuaddy sent me an email and wanted to know exactly what I do to my peppers to get them like up to here, except for here. So we are creeping up to the end of January. If you want peppers to be as tall as your shoulders, I started my hot and sweet peppers around now. Also start your brassicas, cabbages, cauliflower, broccoli, and then by like February, I started my tomatoes. Because you have to figure, even when my temperatures warm up, my plants were usually about that big, my tomatoes. But honestly, you could be, you could be bored, stuck in. I said this to Debbie earlier, bored, stuck in, it's cold, it's freezing. Maybe you can get a notebook or a journal and maybe write down some things about your garden last year that was a problem that may need to be fixed, or what worked for you or what didn't work for you. Go through your seeds and what you don't have. Get your orders in to your favorite seed companies. But that's just how I did it. I think the latest I ever got seeds was like the week before Valentine's Day. But that's normally when I started. My hot and sweet peppers are now, today's date is January 21st. But you all can do what you want. Look at your last frost date. I'm not telling you to plant it outside before your last frost date. I'm just telling you, sit down, go over your seeds, see what you have, what you don't have, see what you want to get you through the winter time. Like butternut squashes are great. Meat squash is really good. I wouldn't start that now. You can start it, or you can just direct sow it. I've done both. But technically speaking, I just figured if some people are getting a little like restless, it's winter time, maybe sit down and plan out your garden, where you want things to go, like to go. Don't forget to rotate where you keep things. Don't put the same thing in the same spot. But, check your seeds, make sure you have enough, get your orders in, get your hot peppers and any of your sweet peppers started. And then your brassicas. So that's that. I did have that conversation with Debbie on the phone, And Debbie also said for me to elaborate that I will be in Debbie's gardening and helping her to garden. Um, that seems to be, that's what I heard earlier this evening on the phone. So figured I would put that out there. She said you could come over here and garden and make videos, but I just don't know how I would be doing seedlings for Debbie. Then she'd have to come pick them up, take them to her place. She only got limited amount of room, so I don't know. I don't know, but she was late last year getting her things started. So that's why I gave her the heads up today. Paz McQuaddy and I had a very lovely conversation on the phone. And yeah, needed help with peppers. So I basically just gave the date of when I started, which is usually the weekend of the January of the, well, that would be, see, today's Sunday, 21st, the 19th, weekend of the 19th. And no, I never had to up pot more than once, the seedling into the pot. Because when the top is coming out of the pot, I just push it back down in. But that's what I did. 75 still count tray. Then told her how to up pot them. And then when to fertilize. So, get your gardening game on. This is like a rest period for everybody that's going to be gardening. And it's to figure out, you know, whether you want to grow something funky or you're more concerned about what's going on in the world. And you want to grow things that can last over the winter time. So I did say I would put out like a grow chart, you know. I'll put that video out if I can't get the chickens tomorrow, depending on the weather. I'll put out what you should be starting now. And yeah, I thought it would be a great idea for anyone that's getting a little restless to maybe get a notebook or a journal and journal what your experiences were like gardening last year, whether it was the heat or deer or animal, you know, what plants worked, what plants did not, what produced really well and what did not produce really well. So stay tuned for that video, but because you're in my live, I'm giving you like a major heads up. But that's just how I do it. But, you know, you're supposed to look at your last frost date and count back 8 weeks. But your pepper plants are never going to get to that size unless you start them January. Like if you're starting them now, hot pepper seeds are going to take a while. And then, you know, it takes time to up pot them all. And then your sweet peppers. And then usually February, I start my tomatoes. Well, I technically start my cabbages, anything in the brassica family, and then I go right into the weekend of the 19th of January and I start my peppers, all the hot ones and then all the sweet ones, and then the beginning of February I start my tomatoes. So there is that. Oh my goodness, hello Simply Jen Homestead. Hello, hello, happy Sunday. How's your weather? Hello KP Heathen. How's it going? Greetings from Louisiana. How's your weather? There's Simply Jen. Jen probably came in right when I wanted to get the gardening thing out. How many weeks ahead of planting do you start peppers, Mel? How many weeks ahead? Well, if you listen, I said this earlier on the phone. I used to be able to plant my vegetables April the 1st. Now you could go under Google. You could type in your zip code. It'll give you your last frost date. But Pop-Up always said you can never go wrong with Mother's Day. But you just never know because the weather's so kooky. But it takes peppers a while. Anyone that's been gardening for some time knows it takes peppers a while. A lot of people have been complaining they haven't been getting a lot of peppers, and that's my suggestion. I always did mine the weekend of January the 19th because you figure it's going to take at least the hot pepper seeds a week to 2 weeks, and then your sweet peppers, and then the brassicas, and then I go right into doing my tomatoes, you know, getting them all started. So pepper plants are like bush beans, which it took people forever to believe me when I said this. Bush beans like to be near their friends, nice and close, and peppers are the same way. So unless you're trying to save the seed from a particular pepper, then maybe don't plant it so close. But it's not going to make a difference. They like being closer. If you look at the 2 growing seasons at Jimmy's with the new raised beds, pepper plants were like up to here. That's how I did it. That was the one year I did the seedling soil mix and 75 cell count tray, and they all germinated in less than a week. So I was dealing with all the sweet peppers, all the hot peppers, and all the tomatoes. I spent a weekend of getting them all up potted immediately. So that's how I do mine, Suzanne. You don't have to be afraid of starting something earlier because somebody said so. It's just what I do. I don't start bush beans in the house. I usually will direct sow zucchini. But I'm going to put out a little series because of my circumstances of when I would start it. So yeah, you could go under Google, type in your zip code, and it will give you your last frost date. From that date, it's an estimated frost date. You count back 8 weeks. That would be the time that they would tell you to start it. I'm just answering people's questions on how I got my peppers so big. And that's because I started them, the weekend of the 18th to 17th. So that's that. Let's see. Welcome in, everyone. Please continue to smash the thumbs up button. But how are you, Simply Jen? I'm starting seeds next month. Bingo. So yeah, I think Passamaquoddy was very interested and said, I really want to know what you do. How do you start? When do you start? What about fertilizers? You don't have to get a seedling mix. I can't tell you how many times I used Miracle Grow. Just pick out the sticks, any big debris, because technically a seed does not need any fertilizer. It doesn't need any fertilizer. So if you're using the seedling soil, they're going to come up really quickly. Do be prepared for that. Make sure you have cups ready to go and everything's sanitized. But I have started my seedlings in white dental cups in Miracle Grow. Jay would drill all the holes. I tried it in red solo cups, didn't really care for it. But yeah, 75 cell count trays. And I keep the soil in a tote. It's all on there. It's under playlist. You can go back to like COVID where I go from seed to everything you need to know to get started. But yeah, Passamaquoddy had wrote me a message on my email asking for help and wants her peppers to be as successful as my peppers always are. If you notice, my tomato plants, even in that garden, were like way up there. And I will do a thing on my favorite peppers, my favorite tomatoes. So if you want to know anything now why we're on live, feel free to ask. Let's see. I see 8 thumbs up. Well, there's 10 now. Yay. 17 people in the house. I don't think I need any seeds left. Loud sizzler. Mine are in storage. Right? Let's see. I just need someone to garden for me. I would garden for you, but you're like how many states away from me? The flowers, but I really have plenty of things to plant. What other types of flowers? You wish for a couple more types of flowers. So many different flowers. If you're looking to bring in the pollinators, the sunflowers that make multiple heads, don't get it twisted. I do like those enormous ones that do the one head, but if you're going to grow them, that could be your seeds for, eating. I used to grow them. Johnny liked the seeds, Jarrett likes the seeds, Jimmy liked the seeds, whatever. But the mammoth sunflowers, they give you the multiple heads, every color you could think of, gorgeous. They'll bring in the pollinators, and I swear now by borage. Borage brought in so many bees, and the plant was so big that I tied it to their fence. And I even planted it in the green stalk because I really wanted to push them and see if I could really grow food, which it did. And I put one borage plant in there, and all the bees came and pollinated my zucchini. So borage, I had the pink one and then the blue one. So borage is definitely a good one. Calendula is very good. Like I said, cosmos, sunflowers, echinacea, that's all good. Let's see, violas for one. I had some that I lost when I moved. What is the petunias are a great one, Suzanne. Petunias, they do really good. Oh, pansies are great, for sure. Giant violas, closely related. Yep. KP Heathen says cold. Yes, we are all cold. My pepper plants usually don't get really tall, but they definitely produce so many peppers. They were a little small the last growing season, but like I said, just being honest, wasn't sure what was going on as far as gardening, my situation. Debbie said, come down there and can help her garden there. And just the multiple questions that I'm getting on how I got my pepper plants that big. And so figured I would share the love in the growing aspect. We'll do like a little series. I feel like when there's smaller pepper plants, you don't get a lot. Getting an ice storm tomorrow, Mel. Well, it's been snowing. Wind, snow, ice, snow, more ice. Yeah, it's great, Jen. It's just great. Hybrid pansies, hybrids, and sometimes you get some violas out of them. Yep. Let's see. She didn't win today. That might be a first for Jen, huh? If Mel has your address and you don't mind me having it, I can send you some. Yeah, Laura sent me a bunch of flowers. She said her son threw them in the box because I just love sunflowers. I would definitely say if I had to get something, it would definitely be more borage seeds because borage is amazing. Yes, the sunflowers will pull in the bumblebees, the honeybees, but I really saw them come in first because of the borage. And borage doesn't like to be transplanted, so it has to be directly sowed or sown. If you're going to put it in like your green stalk, plant 2 seeds because why stand around waiting for one to germinate? I swear by that. So, let's see. Mel has my address. I think so, yeah. I never had a plant cross-pollinate. Me neither that I could think of. But you know what I really wanted last year was the honey butternut, and they didn't work out here. But I was telling my friend Debbie things that are worth growing if you're looking to just have a breather of like what stores well. Butternut squash and meat squash. That is just a fact because I still have butternut squash. And that was from Jimmy's garden. So like a year ago. Yeah. And the meat squash, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So I'm not going to tell anyone what to do. You have to think of what you want to spend at the store, how often you want to go out in the winter, and what do you use a lot of that you would like to have on hand? Like for an example, carrots. You don't have to can them. I don't know if you've seen people do it. They get a tote. They'll leave them like dirty. Just clip the tops, a layer of carrots, and then like the bedding for chickens. Another layer, another layer. I also saw it done in sand as well. It's a great way of preserving your carrots. Butternut squash and meat squash, I had it down in Jean's basement. It did fine. So basically, it's whatever you eat. I think I said something to Debbie about like, well, if you don't get the seed started, you have to look at it this way. You end up going for a 6-pack of cabbage and then like a 12-pack. And she's like, why would I need so many? I said, well, you have to look at it this way. If you want to eat fresh cabbage in the, spring, because you can get it out there early and you can get it out before the cabbage moths comes, that's a fact. If you want to eat some for fresh eating, you know, you like to make soup with cabbage, do you know how? So yeah, you just have to determine on, like I do the cabbage sausage soup. I do fried cabbage with the egg noodles and the onions, which is amazing. I do so many things. Plus I like to ferment some. I just gave Debbie a bunch of slaw that I processed last growing season. I gave it to her instead of the chickens. The chickens are spoiled. Let's see. How's some squash? Accidentally a couple years ago. Laura says I'll probably start mine next month also in the greenhouse. Well, yeah, so you'll get that extra like boost, but this is mainly just what I did, and the questions that I've been asked and how I get them up to. I'm 5'8.5". So if you go back where my Jared had a procedure and he was helping me harvest, but the wind was coming, they were loaded with peppers and they were like up to my ear. So you do you. I can't wait to get my raised bed and see how much soil I'm going to have to get. Well, I think initially my roommate, Jimmy, ex-friend Jimmy, measurement was probably on point, except you have to remember to get extra because it sinks. The dirt absolutely sinks, and you're going to need it to top it off like twice. So, and it depends on what soil you get. I did, oh my goodness. Mine was just leaves, broken down trees, yada yada. So you have to amend that soil. Oh, I was so mad about my meters last year. Yeah, are you going to do something about that? Laura lost. She was waiting and watching and tell me how great they looked. Her tomatoes, just waiting for them to ripen on the vine. And the deer came and got them all. Could you imagine? So maybe she can get her hubby to put a fence up because I wouldn't want to keep going through that. And they're just never going to forget that that's free food, I said the same thing with Debbie with wild furrow cats, So I think I have green fencing that I put at the beginning of the garden the last year at Jimmy's, last year. And that was because I caught Trin running on the beds, his dog. And that was the end of that, because that will compact it down and everything. So yeah, I saw that here not that long ago. I could possibly give that to Debbie in my T-post if she wants to put up fencing. Let's see. The birds always get the sunflower seeds from my plants, but I don't mind. I don't usually mind either. She was so devastated when that happened, waiting for all those tomatoes. I will never forget that. I was like, you need to have a fence. I still haven't opened that green stalk. No. Really? That I talked you into? I was canning, and my friend was sending me a picture of it, and I'm like, I know the color, whatever. And then I started thinking, I started saying to Laura, like, something's up. He's sending me the glacier blue, and then he said to me, are you not catching on to why you just got a second picture of the glacier blue green stalk? And I'm like, no. I just thought maybe you had fat thumbs. And then she was keeping me company so I didn't go to sleep while I was canning. And she got a little quiet for a little bit there, and I was like, what are you doing? And she said, oh, I just ordered my first green stalk. I'm like, You did? So she technically got her glacier blue green stalks before I did. Because I have that code for you to get $10 off. So yeah, that was funny. Every year can be an experiment with gardening. You know, Jen? Yeah, petunias. I don't have seeds for petunias. I could tell you that in advance. I had the bubblegum petunias sent to me by accident. They were Pam's, but she sent them to my address and they were gorgeous the whole season. Absolutely gorgeous. But if Laura ever gets her green stalk out of the box, could you imagine near your pool doing like a pink or blue, uh, like petunias throughout that whole thing? Oh my goodness. That would be gorgeous. That would look really good. Another thing that looks really good is let me think. You know, the edible leaves, the edible flower, that plant does pretty good, but if you let it dry out, it's not going to hold up for the whole season. Me personally, I think doing a whole like cherry tomato tower would be amazing. I'm just going to take everything very slow because I found out that I have a severe back issues. Ooh, then take your time. Don't rush things, Ed. Definitely makes you change plans at times. Absolutely. Saying goodnight to all. Be safe out there this week. Good conversation, food, and gardening. Yes. Okay, so before Brooke Chalk gets off, what is coming up is I called it the beef butchering day. So we have that video. And then I never did post because I ended up doing the Holler Homestead thinner brownies because I just have things going on and I wanted something chocolatey that wasn't going to be like cakey and that would be quick. And it took me like 5 minutes to whip that up and then just to bake it. So that video is out there. So some canning ones are coming at you. And gardening, the chickens. Let me say about the chickens real fast. I've never seen my chickens go in their coop in the day, but they did. A comment was left that can I put a tarp? My chicken run doesn't get snow in it. They're meant for my climate. So, yeah. They were out there and then I went out and they weren't. They were in there clucking away. But the chickens are holding up. Like I said, they're chickens. And I have them acclimated to the weather. Jay called me yesterday morning to see if I had a frozen chicken. And I did not. I've been giving them cracked corn. The girls are doing well. So that's an A plus right there. But have a great week, Brook Trout. See you throughout the week and see you next Sunday. Stay warm, stay safe. Oh, you'll be warm. I forgot. Stay safe. Let's see. That's not good, Ed. We'll run her seed swap again. We're just gonna live life. Old Ways Gardening and Prepping also does seed swaps. If anyone may be interested, you can post Adrian's link. People can go check her out. And Old Ways Gardening, you can post her link, Suzanne, if anybody's interested and wants to go over and check out seed swaps and stuff. Fran says that she transplanted borage, but hers didn't reseed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'll end up reseeding here, but I transplanted it a couple times and it didn't like it at all. I mean, at all. So you're better off direct sowing borage. That's just from my experience. That's a good idea, Laura. Let's see. There's Indiana Backyard Gardener. It's Link. We have a new greenhouse, and I'm going to plant a lot in tubs in it this year. Nice, Jen. Congratulations on your new greenhouse. And there is always gardening and prepping is live every Monday evening. So there's the link, everyone. If you want a possible chance, I guess they seed swap or give away seeds. There you go. I agree, Jen. I love cabbage. We had some growing and the heat took it all out last year. Yeah, that's why it's better off to get it started now so that you can get it out, say, April. Doesn't take cabbage that long, and it loves that weather. You could have it out April, May, June. Yeah, at the beginning of June, and go in with something else. But then start your next round of cabbage so that you can put it in like, I don't know, I did 2 separates. I think I did March, and then I did May. 2 different stints of cabbage, and it all worked out. I didn't have to harvest it all at once. But you know, when you get it out sooner and get it harvested, you don't have to deal with all the cabbage moths. And your cauliflower, your broccoli. So, yeah. Yep, it's a good idea. Just reuse them. Just make sure you clean all your gardening equipment, you know. So even though we're all over here kind of like complaining, it's freezing, it's cold, we got ice, we got snow, we needed it for all these weird funky bugs, you know, to get rid of them. I read a whole big article on that. Like last year they were saying we were having a snow drought here because Pennsylvania grows O7B, usually always gets snow. But the freezing weather and the snow combined will cut back a lot of the bug pressure and problems. So keep that in mind while we're all complaining we're freezing. Last year, hopefully this year, my entire garden will turn out good. Yes, but can you at least maybe see if you can get hubby to put a fence up? The darn deer here took out all the tomatoes. Yes, every single one, and I had so many plants. That was the most beautiful plants I had ever grown. You'll be able to do it again, but you don't want to, even if it's like T-post and the green fencing, and then you can, I don't know, eat a bunch of pies and you save the pie pans, those types of pies, put a punch hole with some twine and hang it on it, and it'll bang and it'll keep the animals away. I think I mentioned for Debbie to do that as well, but yeah, I don't think so. Because there's a lot of pharaoh cats there. So, yeah, you gotta protect your tomatoes at all costs this season, Laura. They will. And the ones from the store you can reuse too, just clean them. Yeah, they did. I've got to get some seeds so I can start planting. Well, you're in Texas, and you need to figure out what you want and what you're actually going to eat out of your own garden. You know, you don't want to do anything too crazy, like you said. Only grow what you eat. That's what I always live by. Zucchini was really successful last year, so I told Debbie I would definitely do that in her garden. She doesn't have a big area. I told her to pick the sunniest spot to put her peppers in. And you'll see, if your peppers are in the brightest, most sunniest spot, your peppers will do amazing. Every year is so different. Yep, I agree with Mr. Garden State Gardener. Nasturtium, thank you, Fran. Nasturtiums look beautiful inside of a green stalk. I don't know about putting a poolside milk. Can you imagine a little, no, like off to a corner where they wouldn't, there would be no real reason, right? Just like a pop of, but yeah, if you think the little kids are going to touch it, then I guess that wouldn't be a good spot. But I've seen your pool, gorgeous. And I just figured like a blue, maybe white. Oh, that would be gorgeous in that. I don't know about the pink bubblegum petunias. You'd have to order them from the place. I guess Pam did. But yeah, they're gorge. Absolutely gorgeous. Um, oh, that's funny. We knew better than to wreck others' flower beds. Yep. It bugs me when people don't teach kids to respect others' belongings. My chickens haven't left their fenced area in so many days because of the snow. They came out one day long enough to turn and run back inside of their fence because they didn't like it. Yeah, chickens don't like it. They don't like their feet getting wet, let alone snow or the rain. Um, but because they have the extra fencing here, I think it was really just because it was like cold. And because the wind didn't start picking up till like today. But I did see them a few times go in the coop. And that's what I said out loud. If they don't like it, they'll go in their coop. I wasn't gonna, I don't even know where my tarps are at, to put a tarp over for the chickens. The chickens are fine. They're meant for this climate. And the only thing that's just difficult, well, not so much since I did the water salt thing, in case you don't know that, and anybody watches it back. I did about a cup of Himalayan salt inside of a water bottle, poured some of the water out, and filled it like a cup, half a cup of the salt, and kept shaking it. It lays like this in my chicken's water and it doesn't freeze up as much, which helps me out greatly. Don't get me wrong, I've had some thick, where I had to slam it on the ground to get the chunks of ice out, but the majority of the time, the salt water bottle is helping it not to freeze so quickly. So wanted to share that tidbit in case you don't have a heated bowl. And I think it's also from it moving as well. But I dump the water out and take the bottle out, and then it's ready to go for morning. I can just dump water in there. But I almost busted my butt over there a few times because it's just the ice. It's just craziness. Um, I made them oatmeal with peanut butter, and I had some live active culture yogurt, and it froze, obviously. So, it's not like it's bad, it's just frozen. So I might have to figure out a way how to defrost the gosh darn thing. Craziness. Let's see. Because they could peck at the ground anyways. Hello, Mr. Joe Serrano. How are you? Welcome in, my friend. Hello, Melody Babe. As usual, I'm late, but the first 63 minutes catching the replay tomorrow. That is awesome sauce. How you doing, Joe? How you hanging, my friend? Laura, Mel's fairy godmother. Hello. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I do love Laura to pieces. I did let mine out at Jimmy's to free range, and because I knew I was going to be doing another season there, I mean, I wasn't expecting for what happened to happen. Believe me, you. But yeah, I let the chickens in the bed. Once I got those mustard beetles. Well, the bean beetles, what it's called, but people in Texas call it the mustard beetle. So, yeah, I had all of the larvae to that cycle. That was interesting. And yeah, didn't quit and redid it and ended up with a bunch of great, amazing green beans. I mean, they were so good. You're going to do potatoes, tomatoes, beans, and hot peppers? Is that all that you eat? You're not going to do like carrots or onions or any like winter squash, summer squash? Do onions also. And then over the winter, I'm going to do garlic. Yeah, of course. Speaking of that, gosh darn it, when I was out with Jay, we were both talking about garlic. I forgot to stop at Produce Junction. It's warmer now than it was most of the days. It's down to 10 right now. That'll be awesome, Ed. So yes, if anybody has any questions or wants to know, or you want to stick to the system you do, that's great. But like Ed had a question on size. My beds were 8x4, and when he sent me a picture, I'm like, that's my beds. It's the galvanized, that are on the side of the garage. So, yep, got bigger worms to fry right now. Using the heaters for the water bowls. If not, I would have to go out there so many times a day. Yep, that's what I do. If it's not my dogs I have to go out there for, which little Miss Sophia has been wanting to stay out there. And I'm like, let's go, get in the house. My poor Coco the other day, I think they need the boots. She was holding up her leg. I knew it was going to happen because I was worried about my dog breaking her leg because there was so much ice out back on the patio and the steps. The ice and the snow were clinging to her feet. So I was taking it off with a towel and everything. Keeping a closer eye on her because she's skinny mini and doesn't really have a lot of hair. Sophia wants to just be out there with like the wind blowing in her hair and barking here and there. And I'm like, are you nuts? It's so cold out. Get in. So yeah. Yeah. So my Coco's feet are literally only like that big. Kid you not. If that. So got to keep an eye out for the animals. Debbie says, good night all. I have to hop off. Stay safe. Stay warm. This too will pass. I think she's referring to the weather, which we all know it's going to pass. But thank you, Deb. Thanks for coming in. How's the weather over there? In the morning, feels like 2. I think it was 14. I think we're going down to 10 tonight. So, yeah. Here it's nice and warm. Not as cold during the night. Yeah. Forgot about Joe being in a nice warm climate. Just found out my friend passed away. Oh no, Jen, go, 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 go. I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh my goodness. Prayers will be with you. Thank you for coming in, Jen. And I'm really sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Every plant is carrots. Last year someone had said you can't plant carrots inside a greenhouse. Well, because they don't like their roots touched at all. Like carrots don't even play around. It usually never ever works. With a ton of them things, did you do it in a pot? Some people will put them in a cell tray and then go like the way you would do your onions and be pulling them out. They don't like to tap roots touch. That might have been a fluke because carrots hate that. But you can just direct seed a bunch of carrots. But yeah, maybe think about what you want to put in storage, what you want to put up for winter, what you want to eat fresh. Like I said, what worked out for you last year, well, figure out what you want. Make sure you have your seeds, and then if the weather's getting to you, maybe just sit down with a notebook and, or a journal. And gardening journaling is really, really good. It'll pass some time in the winter, and you can figure out your layout. You can figure out, what you're good at growing and maybe what you're not good at growing. Maybe do some research. And like I was never good at growing red beets until I figured it out. and did the Charles Downing method, which is like 6 or 8 red beets per cell. And pop them out, plant them right in, good to go. The big ones will come forward, then you'll go for the mediums, and the small ones will still be in the garden. It's an amazing way to grow beets, and beets are amazing. I love them. I don't think they taste like dirt whatsoever. I like them ice cold, well steamed, um, boiled, cold in a salad. Love red beets. Love them. You can do sweet potatoes. So if you want to get that going, you could start your sweet potato slips, which is a sweet potato in a mason jar, and put the toothpicks to it. You know, you did that in high school. Um, until it starts doing its thing, and then all the pieces that come off, you'll have to take them off and put them in a separate jar so they grow roots, and then you can do your own sweet potato slips. Um, yeah, that's sad for Jen. The ice will cut the pads of their feet. No, I know. Believe me, I know. I was like freaking out. Freaking out. I'm thinking they might be like an extra small, because a small does not fit their feet. They need like extra small. And like Coco was going over near the wood. I think it might be like a mouse or something. And I'm like, let's go, let's go. Until she gets the snow to stick to her feet. Then she's laxy daisy and coming up. As soon as she got up to the deck, I saw her foot up, and I was like, Coco, come on, girl. Come on, mama. You got it. She came in. I could see the ice balls and the snow, got it right off of her. But yeah, they could probably just use boots anyway that are like universal for like the rain, the snow, the ice, because she barely goes out there. Sophia will go out there because she's got all that extra hair, but Kokomo, not so much. My Coco Chanel. No, she runs out to try to go pee, comes back. Melody, have you tried the Cherokee purple tomatoes? Yes, I have. So good, love the flavor. Doing good here in this mild winter chill. Yeah, Cherokee purple tomatoes, don't limit yourself. I also was asked by Pasmaquoddy on what was my favorite peppers. If Mr. Joe is still in here, one is, oh boy, let's see. I like the Big Bertha pepper. I think it's amazing. And I like the resistant pepper from Emma Gardner. I like the long hots because it's great on sandwiches. I did like the Serrano peppers, the Carmen Italian, and then the other one that I can't think of that Mr. Garden State Gardener would remember. It's like one of my favorite Italian peppers, and I always forget it. And you want to do like the red ones. I mean, the reds here, they were like this big the last garden season. Um, the red sweet ones from M.I. Gardner. And that's like I've observed and seen some things like that I planted that Jean bought, and just how they were last year. It's like, who wants to spend all that money in a box store? That's craziness. When you could buy seeds and just do it yourself. It's a lot less expensive. Um, so yeah, it was the Carmen Italian, and I can't think of the other one. But you could do 2 serrano pepper plants and 2 cayenne pepper plants, and you'll have 2 years worth of hot peppers, dried or whatever. Ask me how I know. I gave a bunch to Debbie, plus I had some, and I don't need any cayenne peppers, that's for sure. Serrano peppers, I thought they were amazing. But my top peppers, it's the 2 Italian ones, the Big Bertha, it's called the Resistant, and specific name for the red one. And of course, the green bell pepper. I don't know, I just grew so many peppers. I like so many, but if you're just going to keep it to a certain amount, yeah, it'll probably be my tops. That could have been the birds, or that could have been the squirrels, Suzanne, unfortunately. You can use coconut oil on their noses. and the pads of their feet, and it doesn't hurt if they lick it. Well, that's good to know for their feet. Their noses have been fine. Sophie still has a lot of hair around her feet. I still have to give her a haircut. She hates it and doesn't want to stay still. Um, it's my poor Coco. I'm not even kidding. Her feet are so tiny. I had to go get her. I'm telling you, her feet are like that big. She's got long, lanky, skinny legs. She's walking, holding it up, and I'm like, oh, get in here, will you? You and Thomas, them said a few times, like, she's got snow on her feet. So I grabbed the towel and got it right off as fast as possible. Sophie looked like she was eating the snow because she had snow all around this part. Let's see. Yeah, you're gonna have to. That's why I said if you're getting bored because it's freezing out, you're sick of winter, maybe get a book, a journal, something, and start writing down things that may need to be fixed or resolved. Because why would you want to go through all the trouble to let deer eat it or cats eat it? Come up with a resolution and then pick like what you like to eat. Go through your seeds, make sure you have them. Always grow something pretty. I say that all the time. Always give back to the bees. I always say that all the time too. And yeah, I'll just be putting out a video on when I start things. It might have been the resistant red tomato that was driving me nuts. But that did really good. I did them on the grill at Jimmy's and took all the charred black off. Oh, Maron, they were like the best peppers. I'll have to go into one of my own videos where I show you the seeds that I got. That particular red pepper is in there. So, 4 of them. That's good. That's a good start. That's plenty. It's a great tomato. I didn't have any more seeds for the Cherokee Purple. And it's a shame because my seeds are in storage, God knows. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. And if I'm going to help Debbie out and maybe do some gardening in hers, she really liked the giant rainbow tomato that I turned her on to. It was also my Kellogg's breakfast tomato. And I gave her a Dr. Winchie's. And I was like, that's how I say it. Those 3 are in storage. So I told her I would see what I could do to see if I can get, some of those so that those tomatoes will be in her garden again this year. So, 70 years old. I always try to help Debbie out. She helps me out by going with me, keeping me company, driving and stuff like that. But whether it's food related, gardening related, So yeah, she's quite lovely. And she was tickled by those tomatoes. So I told her I would see if I can reach out to someone through YouTube to see if they have any of those and can send them to me so I can, have her get them started so we can have them from out of her garden. Laura says I put the seeds in just the seed trays. Then once I see they're actually starting to growing, I put them in big pots and they all grow. Give away so many carrots. Wow. Carrots don't like me, said Fran. Use the pelleted ones too if you don't want to have to sit there and if you're going to plant the carrots, you're going to have to go through it and take some out. Laura says I always grow taters. But this year, for the first time, I'm going to do some sweet potatoes because I really like them. I love sweet potatoes. I grew them in a pot, remember? Sweet potatoes grow like monsters. We have to give them lots of room. They like to roam. They sure do. Mine don't like the little boots at all. Mine have always just laid down and wouldn't walk with. Yeah, no, they want to be out there and it's just... So I'm figuring what's my situation. So snow, like maybe a universal one that's for snow and rain. Remember what we talked about with the rain, Laura? That might be the only other difficult time. Yeah. Large Marconi. Yep, so large Marconi, and what did I say the other one was? I can't think. The Carmen Italian. Top. So, yeah. Could you imagine I have all these seeds? I don't want to go into storage and be digging. And, yeah. So, Giant Marconi, Carmen Italian, the Giant Rainbow Tomato from M.I. Gardner, and even at least the Kellogg's Breakfast. I do like the Dr. Win cheese because it's like a little less acid. It's really good and it's very sweet. So that would be my top, that I'd have to come up with. Oh, awesome, Laura. Thank you. Avarsky pepper. Joe, you're going to make me hungry. The purple bell peppers, yep, I grew them. It's one of my favorites. But how do you say, is it Lycia? Wait, is that hot or is that a sweet one? Just remember that sweet potatoes need longer warm season than white potatoes. Yep. I'm hoping I can grow them, Susanna. I've never tried before. What, the sweet potatoes? Oh, Laura, that'll be a walk in the park because you have plenty of room for sweet potatoes. Orange, lemon, and pumpkin spiced jalapenos are really good. Wow, what a combination that is. Pumpkin spice. That would be awesome to try. Because you know what? That would be great going into, for fall. See, I like to think ahead and pop it in, your drink, and you're getting the heat and the benefits from that. Oh, Joe, that's amazing. Pumpkin spice jalapeno. We'll keep their noses from drying out also now. Cold is the worst, but they can really dry out anytime, even towards summertime. Okay. Yeah, well, that's in storage. Melody, if you need seeds, let me know. I just kind of named what I would need because when Debbie and I spoke earlier, she said, help me in my garden and grow in my garden. But, I have to get down there and see the size and all that jazz. I don't think it's that big, but she could probably use the help. She has a bad shoulder, and I'll probably be down that way. It's called an access center. It's a great place to walk your dog. So that's right near Debbie's. So yeah, that's all I know so far, folks. When do you need seeds? Carmen pepper is great. Love it on the grill. Oh yes, absolutely, Joe. Joe, yes. My niece is on here, but I tell my niece she needs to take a class on how to work a cell phone. But my niece is Erin Torriello. But she retracted a message, so it was probably just a typo. But hello, Erin. So she'll be in here. Yep, I have plenty of room for sure. Yes, you do. There she is saying hello. Hello, love. How are you? Her husband had that cough that you all know that's going on. And then they didn't do anything to help him at first. He has no immune system. They already know. He had bone cancer, had a transplant. But then he went to his doctor and they gave him an antibiotic. Sounded so much better. And now he's sick again with the same cough and running a fever. So, not good because he has no immune system. Yeah, and I'm 7B. So the few that I named, that's the game plan. Is to kind of, Debbie already checked off, but it's to kind of surprise her. Plus, I could put a few things that I like in her garden. So, that's the things that I need. So, that's that. But we are already almost halfway there. So, lots of gardening talk on this live. That's awesome. Now I'm going to get the hiccups. So, what is coming up? I definitely want to do that sausage English muffin. Great. Let me say 3 Hail Marys and the hiccups will go away. hiccups. I said it in my head. Let's see if they stay away now, my hiccups. So what was I saying? Oh, I do want to do the, I have turkey sausage and that's fine with the English muffins and just show you like how you can turn that into like a Christmas, morning, breakfast. But I don't know. Something's going on with breakfast food. It's like I never really posted a lot of breakfast food on the channel. So the English muffin sausage, that one's gonna come. And then some of the canning that I did, that'll be out there. The meat that they did and you know how they separated it. You already saw the chicken chili. I'm actually going to open a jar of the chicken chili. And I'm going to show you that if you were to make that as a canning recipe, how you would use it. It's absolutely a canning recipe, but you can turn it into just making it at home. But I'm going to open up a jar and I'm going to add the ingredients in it that officially makes it, the rest of it, like the white chicken chili. So we will have that as well. Posted the Holler Homestead brownies. Very different because they come out thin. And so far I think max I had 2 of them. So, yeah. And then I'm going to do the Julia Child's beef bolognese. I think that's that. So, lots of things still coming up. Let's see. Hot peppers, onions, radishes. Well, onion seeds are pretty easy. You're going to need a long day onion because you're in Texas. Radishes, you can only do, you have a small window for radishes, Ed. You can put radish seeds out, depending on your climate, probably like March or April. And you can concession sow them, but once it gets hot, they just bolt. Bell peppers, stuff like that. Extra seeds in the box I'm sending you. You can send them to Ed. Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea, Laura. And most of what you named, other than the Cherokee purple tomatoes, would be good, Fran. I have peppers, but no idea what I have. I'll get Mel to text me address, Suzanne, tomorrow, and I'll get into my seed totes and get them out for you. She's such a sweetheart. Oh, that's good. The germination was still excellent. That's great. Let's see. All right, well, that's good. So Laura and Suzanne are going to be giving Ed some seeds. So that will help Ed out. And Laura has sent me seeds before, and they're just amazing. She's going to have plenty of onion seeds. Yeah, that's what I would like to do, but my stuff's in storage. I'm just trying to like explain it to Debbie. Like she has to think what her and her husband are going to use. You know what I mean? So, well, that's my girl, Ed. She's nothing other than sweetheart. So that is pretty much what's going on. Lots of prayers for Paul Honeyman with his doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, and he will watch this back. Anyone else watches this back after the fact, thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciate it. And most definitely, you know, like when I found it in the box, was like, I still miss Boone. Still thinking of her. She told me to give her a call, and I just haven't yet, but absolutely love her. We love Boone over here. We have great moderators. Thank you, Suzanne and Laura, for picking up this extra slack. Laura, I have radishes. I'm not sure if I have bell peppers left, but I'll definitely check. She has plenty. Yeah, she's great like that. It's my girl, Ed. Yep, Ace is still sitting here saying hello to Paul. When he watches this, hope all goes well for you. Absolutely. Let me see. It's no problem, El. Love you. I have mailers to mail out, so that's just not an issue. Okay. Mr. Garden State Gardener said, take care, everyone. Have a great week. Joe, be careful driving around on that ice. Stay safe. What did I eat? I only had soup. I'm probably going to have to get something else to eat because I'm getting hungry. Be careful on the ice. Everyone be safe. Stay warm. Keep an eye on your babies, your dogs, like my fur babies. And the chickens are holding up. They just really got to get through tonight. It's pretty cold. But their door's shut. And I go out there with like not even 2 eyelashes open to open their door to be like, good morning, girls. Morning. Morning, girls. Give them their water and I go back in, but I never go back to sleep. So that is that. But yeah, great big shout out. Let's see. Everybody's saying goodnight to Joe. Thanks for the live, Ma. You're so welcome, Ace. Hope everyone has a great week, says Fran. Good night, everyone. My little guy has another day of online school tomorrow. Really? Why? My niece's kids, I think they were out of school for 3 days. And she's in Maryland. Yeah, so. Let me see what else. Everyone stay warm, be safe. God bless you all, says Laura. Good night, Melody. Love you. Love you too, Fran. Love you all very much. I'm going to hold it up with my right arm. Oh, yeah, my niece sent me another, because it was a medium and it didn't fit. It just came in yesterday, small, and I'm looking forward to putting it on. I cannot wait. My niece is a sweetheart. But I hope lots of prayers for Fred. My niece's husband, who has no immune system, who's running a fever currently and has that severe cough. Lots of prayers for Fred and for my niece to have the patience of a saint. Actually, I just found out I can plant radishes right now. Well, you good luck with that. Hello, Miss Ann Dale Homestead lurking. I just lurked in yours the other day. Well, you mean why? Because, really? They didn't install it or anything? Well, that would explain why I asked. Yo, Laura, before you get off, I gotta tell this funny story real fast. Hello, Miss Ann Dale Homestead. Love you. Sorry to hear what happened to your girls, your chickens. I want to say this real quick before we all jump off. So me and Laura talked. We were texting, and she had gotten snow. And I said to her, well, I guess you better pull out the snow plow and start plowing the snow. And she says, girl, I don't have a snow plow because we don't get snow. And I said, well, you did this time. I'm telling you, like, you would have just had to have been there. Frickin' hilarious. I love her. She kills me. She kills me. But in the best way ever. So, Laura, if you get a break, call me tomorrow. Love you all. Good to see you, Miss Andale. Ed, good luck. Everybody's going to come through, help you out. And if anybody heard the seeds I was talking about for Miss Debbie's garden, let me know. And stay tuned for the recipes. Definitely the sausage English muffin breakfast one. And because I want to have some breakfast things out there. Oh, I should bring my pancakes in. They're going to be frozen. They're under the grill. And yeah, just some yummy food before I can't. So love you all. Stay warm, stay safe, and be blessed, be thankful every day. And love you all. And I will see you throughout the week. And thank you, moderators. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, everyone. Anyone that watches this back. And yes, loves and hugs from Pennsylvania. Thank you, Jay. You're so cutesy. And just for a good day. I needed it. But love you all. Talk to you soon. And God bless. Bye, everyone. Oh, why do they do this? They changed the button again. Whoa, bad arm. Let me hold it up this way and then tell you love yous again. Bye, everyone. Stay warm. Oh, this button.